So I just got done watching A Better Mousetrap, and did they take out the part where the marble makes the guy flip into the bathtub? Because that's like my favorite part of the trap. Also known as Thanks to Dino's Rage, I am now just a rat in a maze. This episode focuses around Rattrap and a Sentinel program gone amok. This is another Rattrap-centric episode. I think one downside to a small, tight cast is you tend to get very heavy on particular characters getting spotlighted. At this point, I realize how many episodes have really been devoted to Rattrap, and I'm still really waiting for Rhinox to get an episode of his own, which they're coming, but they are not here yet. Even Dinobot does not really have an episode centric on him just yet. Early on, it was very Cheetor heavy. Now we're very Rattrap heavy. And on the Predacon side, it's harder to get an episode devoted to you still. Hello, Scorponok. I know you never get an episode just for you. So it just feels like it feels weird. We went from Rattrap episode to very Rattrap episode, though this one does have some extras mixed in. So, here is a good demonstration of his abilities as a spy, as an infiltrator, getting around all these different weapons. Basically, yeah, like I mentioned, he's a rat in a maze, but he's escaping every little twist and turn the maze throws at him, and that's the fun of the episode. And seeing Rattrap having fun with this entire setup really is fun to watch. You know, that this is just a breeze. It does come down to how many different weapons Rhinox apparently packed into every corner of the ship and how different all of them are, none of which I think we really see later on. Predacons will eventually infiltrate the Axelon. Doesn't really seem to have no tanglers and stun guns that I can remember. There's a lot of different weapons going on here that I don't think we ever see again, which is weird when I think about it. So I do have one question about Sentinel and about everything that Rhinox was going through here. Why did you install a bunch of armed weapons, especially the deadly ones toward the core of the ship, before you installed the friend and foe program? I would think the security system being able to tell good guy from bad guy would be pretty much a priority. Like, I think I want that out of the way first. It's a weird oversight to make this plot makes sense, because it doesn't seem like a mistake that Rhinox of all bots would actually make. He seems more intelligent and calculating than that. I don't know. It's a nitpicky thing, but it does make me think about it. We did also get a look at our first protoform transformers. Black Arachnia basically takes the role of the central antagonist for this episode. So we finally get to see what she is up to. She is smart. You know, she is the one who invented the sonic emitter that's kind of like the threat of the episode. Confident, holding Pterosaur at gunpoint in response to his own pressure. And apparently so intimidating that Pterosaur forgot to use the eye lasers to defend himself from Black Arachnia, even though they are the same eye lasers he then used to widen the tunnel for the emitter. By the way, I do like the idea of the sonic emitter. It's an interesting workaround, considering previously we established that blowing up one base could potentially blow up another. We're obviously going to have big explosions at both bases eventually, but nothing like what was planned to blow up the entire base like they did before. So I don't know how much of a plot oversight that is now that I've had a few more episodes to think about it. I do like the sonic emitter, though. We also got our first real look at Tygatron as a character. We established that he is a loner. He is exceptionally good at stalking and tracking. He, fearlessly taking on 3 Predacons and stopping their scheme. Very, very good on his part. Because it's a cartoon, he is not adept at the sneak attack because he has to start taunting before he starts shooting. that's a cartoon thing. We're gonna forgive that. But it is good to see that our new Maximal is extremely adept at handling himself in combat. And interesting that we get to see more of him in beast mode than robot mode. We did establish that he feels more comfortable as a tiger than he does a robot. Even in the final scene where the Maximals are, mourning the death of Rattrap, he's the only one in beast mode for the entire thing, which makes it seem a little bit awkward. It makes it seem like the Maximals and their pet cat. But it's a cool episode for Tygatron to show off. It's a good first look at him and Black Arachnia. Let's see. We also got and our little bit of trivia, since we're at this part of the episode. The first time we got to see the Arachnoids, Tarantulas' little tiny drone helpers that are usually flashlights, but will eventually be doing a lot more in the series. Just a fun little tidbit. It's the first time we get to see them. More notes that we liked here. Waspinator. Waspinator got some time to monologue to himself, and it turns out that an ego and a desire for leadership is not uncommon amongst Predacons, and that's pretty much expected. That's not a big shock or anything. Unlike Pterosaur, who tries to overthrow Megatron with sheer power, or Tarantulas, who tries to subvert Megatron, Waspinator expects to just be handed leadership. He expects Megatron to recognize Waspinator as the true leader. I think it's fun that we have... this is where we kind of establish... full stop. We establish Waspinator as the comedy character of this. Previous to this, he has been shown capable and competent in battle. He gets scrapped humorously from time to time, but he can evade blasts. He can shoot down. He can shoot down a few Maximals here and there. He's actually not unthreatening just yet, but this is our first sign of him being written more as a joke than an actual villain, which is one of the things we love about Waspinator. So this is the start of it, and I do think it's interesting that of all the Predacons who really do want to overthrow Megatron, everyone seems to have their own way of doing it. Even amongst Dinobot. Dinobot would rather best him one-on-one, whereas Tarantulas will take every advantage he can get. Or Pterosaur will take any advantage he can get. Tarantulas too, I guess. Basically, that's it for character, I believe, in this episode. The only thing really left is Sentinel, which is going to become a very major element of the story from here on out. It's going to allow the Maximals time away from their ship, since they can properly defend it, basically automatically. And later on, it's going to be a major plot point. Or at least seemingly, it's going to be a major plot point. So, good to see the introduction. Good to see what we get into. And also provides us a rare chance of the Maximals firing on their own ship. Which, don't recall that happening again in this series. So, overall, it's getting an enjoyable episode. It's a great character piece for Rattrap. Really good first proper looks at Tygatron and Black Arachnia as characters. Both plots going on at the same time work fairly well and don't really interfere with each other. So it's a nice, quick-paced 22-minute episode. And I do like the fake-out ending of, like, maybe Rattrap is actually dead, but even, we know, of course, they're not going to kill off one of the main characters off-screen. So, that is my thoughts for A Better Mousetrap. Join me tomorrow. More episodes, because we've got a lot more of Beast Wars to go. And I know we're getting close to some of the episodes you guys really want to hear about. So stay tuned. They are not far off. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.